While the world has been focused on missiles over Tel Aviv, radar systems burning in Jordan, and European warships heading towards Cyprus, a different kind of signal has been coming out of Pyongyang. North Korea's foreign ministry issued a statement through state media condemning the U.S.-Israeli strikes on Iran as illegal aggression and, in language notably stronger than its previous responses, called it a sure logical result of U.S. hegemonic and rogue nature. That statement matters, not because it signals imminent military intervention. Serious analysts say that's unlikely, but because of what it reveals about a partnership that has been quietly shaping Iran's military capabilities for over 4 decades. And understanding that partnership is essential to understanding what Iran is actually firing right now. Let's be precise about what Pyongyang said and what it didn't say. According to 38 North, one of the most credible specialized outlets tracking North Korea, the statement was issued by an unnamed foreign ministry spokesperson through KCNA. That's one level above North Korea's lowest-tier response vehicle, but still far below a personal statement from Kim Jong-un. The 5 key points: the strikes are illegal aggression. They were predictable given U.S. behavior. North Korea condemns them in the strongest terms. The U.S. has been destroying global stability, and regional parties should identify the aggressors and restore peace. What analysts notably point out, the statement was tame by North Korean standards. It did not threaten military action. It did not announce support operations. It condemned loudly in characteristic North Korean rhetoric, but it stopped well short of a commitment to act. The diplomat's analysis went further. North Korea's response reflects strategic caution rather than indifference. Some analysts believe Kim Jong-un is actually watching the destruction of Iran's leadership and drawing the opposite conclusion from what many assume, not that he should join the fight, but that he should call Trump before the same thing happens to him. So, the statement is real. The ready-to-help framing circulating widely online. That's not what the verified statement says. The statement matters not because of what North Korea said today, but because of what North Korea has been doing for 40 years. The military relationship between Pyongyang and Tehran is one of the most extensively documented and consistently underreported partnerships in global security, and it directly explains the capabilities Iran is deploying right now. It starts in the 1980s during the Iran-Iraq War. Iran was isolated, sanctioned, and fighting for survival against Saddam Hussein's military, which was being supplied by multiple Western nations and Gulf states. Iran needed missiles. North Korea had them and was willing to sell. North Korea became one of Iran's most important arms suppliers during that conflict, shipping Scud-B missiles at a time when almost nobody else would sell Iran weapons of that caliber. By the end of the 1980s, according to congressional testimony, North Korea and China combined were supplying Iran with roughly 70% of its arms. Those early transactions weren't just business deals. They were the foundation of a strategic relationship built on a shared principle that has held firm ever since. The United States is the common adversary, and the enemy of my enemy is worth working with. Through the 1990s, North Korean engineers and missile technicians traveled to Iran to help develop its indigenous ballistic missile program. The result was the transfer of technology related to North Korea's Nodong medium-range ballistic missile, which became the direct foundation for Iran's Shahab-3 missile system. This isn't speculation. It's been documented by UN panels of experts, the Congressional Research Service, IISS analysts, and intelligence assessments from multiple countries. The Shahab-3 and the variants that evolved from it exist in their current form because of North Korean technology and expertise. Iranian officials have reportedly been present at major North Korean missile tests, and North Korean technicians have been documented at Iranian test facilities. Professor Bruce Bechtel at Angelo State University, one of the leading experts on North Korean proliferation, has documented evidence that cooperation extended to an 80-ton rocket booster, the core engine of North Korea's Hwasong-15 ICBM, potentially transferred to Iran. That would represent a capability far beyond anything Iran could have developed independently on its current timeline. The cooperation has proven remarkably resistant to sanctions. Both countries have developed extensive networks of front companies, shell corporations, and intermediary states that facilitate, prohibited transfers. UN sanctions monitors have repeatedly documented these evasion techniques and repeatedly acknowledged their inability to stop them entirely. Here's where the story shifts from history to current strategic concern. The transcript circulating online jumps straight to nuclear transfer scenarios, and while those are the nightmare scenario that non-proliferation experts genuinely worry about, presenting them as imminent would be misleading. What's more immediately relevant are three other categories: missiles and solid fuel technology. North Korea has made significant advances since the Nodong era, successfully testing ICBMs, developing solid fuel systems that are faster to deploy and harder to detect, and reportedly progressing on maneuverable re-entry vehicles. Any transfer of these newer capabilities to Iran would represent a significant upgrade beyond what Iran currently has in the field. Cyber capabilities. North Korea operates some of the most capable state-sponsored hacking groups in the world, including the Lazarus Group, responsible for the 2014 Sony Pictures hack and the 2017 WannaCry ransomware attack that disrupted hospitals and businesses across dozens of countries. Iran already has substantial cyber capabilities of its own. Combined, coordinated operations targeting military communications, financial infrastructure, or power grids represent a genuine concern that intelligence agencies are actively monitoring. Military advisors and technical expertise. North Korea has documented history of deploying military personnel to conflict zones to provide training and technical guidance. In the current environment where Iranian military infrastructure is under sustained attack, North Korean expertise in underground facility hardening, tunnel construction, and maintaining advanced weapon systems under combat conditions could provide meaningful assistance even without large-scale troop deployments. The nuclear transfer question, whether North Korea would share specific weapons design knowledge with Iran, is the scenario that keeps non-proliferation experts awake at night. It hasn't happened. Whether it could happen under extreme pressure if Iran felt regime survival was at stake is a question that serious analysts treat as genuinely open, but presenting it as likely or imminent goes beyond what the evidence supports. Here's the analytical point that multiple credible sources agree on, and that may matter more than anything else. North Korea is watching Iran very carefully, and the lesson Kim Jong-un is drawing is almost certainly not, "I should join this fight." It's something more fundamental. Regimes without nuclear weapons are vulnerable. Regimes with them are not. Iran spent years as a threshold nuclear state, close but not there. It negotiated, it accepted inspections, it tried to work within international frameworks. It did not cross the final threshold, and now its supreme leader is dead, and its military infrastructure is being systematically degraded. North Korea crossed that threshold years ago. Kim has said explicitly that his nuclear status is irreversible. Watching Iran, he is unlikely to soften that position. If anything, this conflict has hardened it. For global non-proliferation efforts, that lesson being absorbed by Pyongyang and by every other government watching this conflict may be the most consequential long-term consequence of Operation Epic Fury that nobody is discussing yet. North Korea's response to the Iran war has been measured, cautious, and carefully worded. Direct military intervention is assessed by serious analysts as unlikely. The geographic distance, the limited strategic upside, and Kim's own interest in potentially engaging Trump diplomatically all argue against it. But the 40-year partnership between Pyongyang and Tehran is real, documented, and directly relevant to understanding what Iran is firing right now. And the lessons North Korea is drawing from watching this conflict unfold will shape its own behavior and global nuclear dynamics for years to come. That's the story, not the fabricated ready-to-help quote circulating on social media, the actual documented consequential story underneath it. Stay locked in.